No, not at all. The weather not having a big factor. Fortunately, it is quiet right now in that area, so that's going to be a big help. But late this afternoon and into the evening, we are expecting storms in parts of central Oklahoma, and some of those have the potential of easily becoming severe, and that's why we have some of our storm trackers out today. And we're going to have even more out later on. Right now, we have Val and Amy Castor. We also have Marty Logan, and they are in parts of central Oklahoma right now, eventually making their way just to the south and southwest. But you can see we've got lots of clouds, just not raining in most locations, at least for the time being. Now, let's go to links one. I'm going to kind of show you what's going on. So you can see this line right here is a little bit more defined just to the north, but it's kind of moving off to the south and east. That is the gust front from the storms that we had earlier this morning. So some clearing taking place right now in parts of north central, northwestern Oklahoma, and you can see all the cumulus congestus really over parts of the Texas Panhandle, where that's actually where we have some stronger storms that are ongoing, and that will eventually become severe, making its way into western Oklahoma. So right now, some storms over parts of Missouri and Arkansas that were in eastern Oklahoma earlier this morning, but right now we still have a few storms, at least in parts of north central, northeastern Oklahoma, but currently nothing severe. But zooming in just a little bit closer to the metro, you can see where that outflow boundary is just south of McLeod. Some showers popping up just out ahead of it, but those are very weak. Some showers now moving into Chandler, but also weakening as they move off to the north and east. Off to the north, some showers and storms across Osage County, some light rain right around Lamont and also around Bremen. But out in the Texas Panhandle, some stronger storms, currently not technically severe, but some very heavy rain, lots of lightning, some small hail out of that, and that's all racing off to the east-northeast at about 30 to 35 miles an hour. So eventually making its way into western Oklahoma. That's what we're going to be paying very close attention to here later today. So in the meantime, this is our Norman Regional Camera up at our Lucky Star Sky Cam network. We're at 80 degrees. The wind right now out of the west-northwest, 7 miles an hour, but this is not the true cold front. That's going to take a little bit longer to move in. Behind the true cold front, we have dropped down into the mid-60s. You can see some mid and upper 60s in parts of Kay County, but right now 80 degrees in Oklahoma City and lots of mid and upper 80s across the far south. So there's where that cold front is. Behind it, it is a north wind, anywhere between about 10 to as much as around 25. Out ahead of it, we do have more of a south wind between about 5 to 15. But again, that weak outflow boundary right now in the metro, that's why that wind's coming out of the west-northwest. So the main trough, it is just pretty much over us, and that's going to be moving east over the next couple of days or so, bringing a strong cold front with it. But out ahead of that, we are expecting some more rain and storms, and some of the latest data trying to bring in some early afternoon storms in parts of south central Oklahoma. So we're going to be watching that more closely, but the bigger show is going to be moving in out of the west and southwest late this afternoon into early evening, eventually making its way into the metro. I think probably between about 5, 7 o'clock. That's when we're going to see some stronger storms even in the metro, but lots of rain. This is going to be a nice rain across central, southern, eventually eastern Oklahoma. Overnight tonight, eventually everything moves off to the east. Our skies are going to clear out, and tomorrow is going to be a much better day. But today, still looking at highs to generally be in the 80s. Behind the front, though, those temperatures will come crashing down. For this afternoon, overall, rain and storm chances look low across the metro, just a little bit higher to the south again, because some of the latest data bring in some earlier afternoon storms. But later this evening, it's pretty much guaranteed that across parts of western, southwest, central, southern, eastern Oklahoma, the rain and storms will be moving in. As of right now, we've got that moderate threat in the south metro that includes south central, southwest Oklahoma for up to tennis ball size hail, wind gust up to 75 miles an hour, and there will be a low tornado threat. Right now, I've got in the very south metro, but south central Oklahoma, southwest Oklahoma, you do have a low threat of seeing an isolated tornado and up to tennis ball size hail. That's going to be a possibility in the metro, Oklahoma City metro, at least maybe up to golf ball size hail, wind gusts potentially 65 to 70 miles an hour. But overnight tonight, the rain and storms, they do move off to the east. Temperatures drop down into the low 60s. We're talking about the 50s to the north and northwest. Tomorrow afternoon, it's going to be a north wind. Temperatures back in the upper 70s, low 80s. Friday, it's eventually going to be blustery later in the afternoon and evening, and this weekend's looking fantastic. It does look dry. It also looks nice and cool. We'll be right back.